Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of calculating interest. This is standard 8.12D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 7 off the 2021 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a student's parents investing $5,000 into a savings account. It's a decent annual interest rate. Simple interest, that's going to be important. No additional deposits or withdrawals. And so we need to calculate the interest, not the balance, but the interest. Whoa, 15 years. All right, I'm interested to see what that is as well. So let's go back to our mathematics chart, and you are going to find simple interest. We don't want compound interest, because it says right here we're dealing with simple interest. And you're going to get this simple string of letters, PRT. Now we got to know what that means here, so let's break this down. The P is the principal. That is the amount of money that is earning interest. And it's going to be that $5,000. And they said it doesn't change. If they add $1,000 a year, then every time you do that, you have to recalculate with a new principal. But the principal stays the same. That's the P. The R is the rate. It's actually the interest rate. Sometimes we'll just abbreviate it as R, rate. Interesting thing is the word rate doesn't even appear in this problem. It's that interest right there. It's that 4.85. Always given in a percentage. And then this T is going to equal the time. How long? There's that 15 years right there. So let's see if we can plug this in here. We are going to have a principal of 5,000. We're going to multiply that by, well, our decimal is 4.85. That's our percentage. It still isn't a decimal, has a decimal in there, but it's not in true decimal form. So I want to take that in a decimal form. It's easier to multiply with the decimal in a percent. So you take the decimal in the percent, you move it over twice to the left. Any blanks get a 0. And so 0.0485 is equivalent to 4.85%. And then we get our 15 years. All right, so if you want to do a little bit of mental math, right, you could rearrange these and you could multiply the commutative order of property of the commutative, which is sometimes called the order property of addition, means you can take these factors and rearrange them any way you want to, multiply them however you want to. You could probably multiply those two together. 5 times 15 is 75. So you're going to get 75,000, but you're still going to be stuck with this really big decimal. So I would highly suggest at this point bringing out your calculator. If not, you do it manually, but that's a lot of numbers and a whole lot of zeros, and the opportunity to mess up the decimal point is pretty large. So we're going to take 75,000. Right, that's that principal of 5,000 multiplied over 15 years, because this interest rate is calculated yearly, annually. That annual means yearly. So we're going to multiply that by our 0.0485. And then obviously that amount, that 75,000, comes down very low, and it's going to be 3,637.5 or 50 cents. So that is going to be our interest. And we see that right there on C. Now, some of you might think, well, that's pretty close. I wonder what the difference is there. Well, this D right here is that plus the principal, right? If you add that principal back in, you're going to get 8,637.50. That's the balance. I don't want the balance. The balance is the principal plus the interest. So this is actually how much money is in the account right now. But the question says, what is the interest earned? So we've got to be careful there. We're just looking for interest. And our answer here is going to be C.